Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is a KV-85. It's a Tier 6 Soviet heavy tank. It's located on the south spawn of Ruinberg, and this one is under the command of SlyMeerkat. Well, the KV-85 is basically a KV-1S with an 85mm gun, but it's not quite that simple because you can actually have three guns on this particular tank. A 100mm and a 122mm gun. So let's find out which one SlyMeerkat's opted to load. Well, he's got the 100mm gun, which actually makes this a KV-100, not a KV-85, funnily enough. Now, they built 148 KV-85s with the 85mm gun, and it was also known as Object 239. And effectively it was actually replaced by Object 237, which turned out to be the IS. Of course, that's the first of the IS line, otherwise known as the standard IS or IS-1, depending on your point of view, named after Stalin. Now, it is slightly faster than the KV-1. Oh, nice target. Oh, good shot. The M8A1 took a big hit for 256, and he's now got around into the Panzer IV Aslains H for 269. Now, this 100mm gun is capable of 250 alpha, and he's got another 268 hit there. And another shot into the Panzer IV, but it was a low roll this time. Yes, it's 250 alpha and will penetrate 170mm with standard ammo, and with the APCR that goes up to 210. Now, it's a very accurate gun with fairly good DPM, the 100mm. In fact, very good DPM. Puts around into the T150, which, as you know, has basically got a Tier 7 hull, but it's actually not a Tier 7. And he's taken out the Panzer IV Aslains H. Okay, it is a Tier 7 game with Tier 6 tanks in it, or is it Tier... No, it's Tier 6, I think. Yes, it's a Tier 6 game with Tier 4 tanks in it. Get it right. Puts around into the P43, low roll 232, and he's now accumulated enough damage for 20% of the enemy hit pool, so he might have a high caliber. Now, they only manufactured this tank between August of 1943 and December 1943, and that's why they only built 148 of them. In fact, they were ready for the IS, and in the spring of 1944 they started mass producing the IS, and after a short while they stopped manufacturing the IS and started manufacturing the IS-2, which basically is the IS 122. It's a 122mm tank designed and based on the original IS hull. Okay, got a nice shot there into the M10 RBFM for 259, and he went down immediately afterwards. So he's only got 2 kills so far, and that'll make that 3. He just took out the P43. Notice how accurate the gun is. It's very good gun handling. And it's also got that nice punch, a wicked punch for 250, which really does strip the enemy tanks away. And there you go, he's gone as well. That was the 25 TP. T6 medium, he'll easily punch this one. Yep, 1 hit point's all he had left. And that means now he's got 5 kills, and that is the end of the game, because there's none left. Here's the end of battle stats, and that was an ace tanker game for SlyMeerkat in the KV-85. He managed to get a bruise in the middle for getting at least 5 critical hits. In this one he got 5 exactly. A duelist for taking down 2 tanks that damaged him. A fighter badger getting 4 kills. He actually ended up with 5, just 1 short of getting that top gun, and of course 1/3 of the enemy team. A fire effect for doing more damage than the hit points of his own vehicle, and a shell proof for blocking more damage than the hit points of his own vehicle. And finally, yes, he did get 20% of the enemy hit pool, and he was the highest scorer in damage, so he got the high caliber for that game. Let's have a look at team score. There you go, top of the table with 3,290 hit points of damage. He absolutely trebled the score of the next highest scorer on his own team, and certainly well above the next highest scorer on the enemy team, which was the Type 64 with 1,820 hit points. So the Type 64 in his own team did 943. He had the highest number of kills in the game with 5, the next highest being 2 kills by the Type 64, the Stug 3 Aslains B, the M10 RBFM and the Matilda, and on the enemy team only 2 tanks managed to get at least 2 kills, and that was the Type 64 and the M8A1, and he had a very brief game as well, because well, I'm not sure if that was the one that was elsewhere. I think this was the one that actually got blown up virtually straight away without any hit points. Anyway, when it came to base XP, he's the only player to get over 1,000. 1,412 went to SlyMeerkat, and the next highest score after that was the M10 RBFM with 693, and the Type 64 was 651. He fired 19 rounds in that game, got 16 direct hits and 15 penetrations, damage of 3,290 hit points, all of it at close range, received 10 hits from the enemy, only 2 of which actually penetrated, 8 non-penetrations, and 1,205 hit points of damage blocked by armor. So he was just one bounce shot out from getting a steel wall as well. He spotted 2 enemy vehicles, damaged 9 of the enemy, killed 5 and did 162 hit points of damage assistance. He earned 37,299 credits from the game, and after repair, ammunition, resupply and consumables, took away a profit of 26,199 credits. 1,412 XP, 4,236 from personal missions awards, and took away 6,354 experience points altogether. Now the KV-85 is probably one of those heavy tanks that really a lot of people skip over. They tend to go for tanks like the T150 or skip over that and go straight to the KV-3 or the IS-2 or the IS for itself, but for that matter. But the KV-85 doesn't get as much love, even though it does have the ability in the game of carrying 3 different guns. The 85mm, which is the true KV-85, the 100mm, which makes it a KV-100 actually, and the KV-122, of which there was only one prototype built. That was the one with the 122mm gun, but yeah, they skipped over that and went straight to the IS, and that's why there's an IS-122, which actually ended up being the IS-2. So there you have it, the KV-85, a much underloved heavy tank on the Soviet line. Maybe it should get some more love. It's actually quite devilish, and the fact that it's got that 100mm gun really does enable you to bully the enemies, especially if you've got tier 4 enemies in front of you. They don't really stand a chance. Well, I hope you enjoyed that replay. If you did, please give this video a like. Do subscribe to our channel. Leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm. And thank you for watching.